Hello there, and welcome to Women's Business.
My name is Dr. Marianne Shallcross Smith, known to most as Dr. Daycare, and this is my co-host, Amy Vogel. We'd like to welcome you to our mentoring program designed to educate our community on issues facing working women. We will be speaking to our guests in the areas art, sciences, health, education, law, medicine, politics, community service, military, and business.
The goal of the show is to provide information that comes only from personal experience and to pass this information down to our daughters, nieces, neighbors, family, and friends. Much of the content will relate to the guest speaker's journey in their profession, what they have learned most about this process, and what they wished they had known before this journey began. Since women-owned businesses are the fastest growing sector of our economy, my guests will close with what lesson they would like to pass on to the viewing audience. Hi, and welcome to Women's Business. Today, I would like to welcome our guests, Kristyn Proctor and Jessica Hebert.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be discussing early childhood education, their journey along that course in the industry, as well as a conference they attended in November in Atlanta, Georgia. So Kristyn, why don't you tell us a little bit of how you got into early childhood education?
So I got into early childhood education. My mother and father had my baby brother when
Opening, I love it.
when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then I went to school for early childhood, and I started at Dr. Daycare my first year of college, and I worked my way up from a sub to a teacher assistant to a lead teacher in a couple different rooms, the toddler room and preschool. And then the assistant director. Now I'm an admin. So that's my journey.
Give a shout out to Wendy Berman who brought you in.
Yep,
A lot of
Wendy
good networking.
Berman.
We always
My
say about
best.
teachers and directors, administrative and admin. If you know any really good people, send them our way. So shout out to Wendy Berman for doing that. Thank you, Kristyn.
Absolutely.
And Jessica, how about you?
So I started out babysitting in my neighborhood. My little brother and me were very close, so he definitely played a role as well. We're 7 years apart. My first real kind of daycare job was at Boys and Girls Club, and then I started Dr. Daycare almost 2 years ago. I started as an assistant, and then my lead left, and I got my CDA, and now I'm going for my 12 credits. And I just love being a lead and working in the toddler room with all my little ones.
Excellent. I got to give them both huge credit because, as you know, toddlers are wonderful, but they're the most energetic, I would say, of the early
Absolutely.
childhood
Definitely.
spectrum.
Yes.
So you have to have amazing patience, amazing energy, and a creative mind just to keep going, to keep them occupied and going. And
Yes.
so props to both of you for that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I remember all the years I was in the classroom and doing the home daycare in my home. And best thing about toddler, because people say, if you can't find Miriam, where are you going to find it? Always be in a toddler room. But my best thing was learning, is this 5 or is this 4? Give toddlers choices. And it's like they get focused, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. Yes, I just taught math.
Yep.
Okay, now start running again. That's a toddler. That is
They keep
such
you on your toes.
They
Yes,
totally,
yes.
That's why I love that room. They just never know what's going to
Me
happen
too.
next.
That's my favorite
Toddlers
room.
is an amazing, amazing classroom.
Well, you both have the same amount of energy, so I get
Yeah.
that. I think I prefer.
Yes, I think we do.
I think I prefer the infants.
Rock. Babies are wonderful. But it's funny, too, you both said about your brother. I actually began early childhood when my brother was born, too.
Oh.
It was kind of 10 years between us, yeah. And he came home from the hospital when the stork used to bring the babies back then.
Yeah.
And my mom just sat me down and held them, and it was like instant take care of. So
Yeah.
I gave my first beginning in early childhood education. It was fantastic.
So this fall you attended a conference. The three of you all did, correct?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
also Rebecca, our marketing person, came too.
Oh, great.
Yes, it was actually 4 of
We had a
us.
fabulous time.
Wasn't it fun?
It was.
How about that big Ferris wheel?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
see the whole city.
the lights on it.
Jess, you did it.
I did.
Yes.
Why are you afraid of heights?
Yeah, I made sure no one rocked it or anything.
That's good, hey.
Keep it still.
That's
Yeah.
great. If you're afraid of heights and going to Ferris wheel, that's impressive.
Yeah.
She
You
just-
did it.
I don't know if I was afraid of heights.
It
I
was
don't know if I would do it.
beautiful.
You
It
can see the
was.
panic on her face, and we're like, "Come on!" Like we just pushed
I'm
her
like,
in.
just
Yeah.
don't rock it, don't move it.
But you did it. That's
Yes.
most important. Now, would you do it again?
Yeah.
All right.
I would do the whole
yay!
conference again. I
That's
loved
fantastic.
it. Yes, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was. It was a great learning experience.
Yes.
A lot of networking.
Yes.
Networking with different people all over the world. And I found with networking that everything's the same no matter where you go. There's always the same issues, there's always great things. So it was nice to talk to people from all around the world, you know, to kind of have a common denominator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you don't feel alone in it.
Right.
You feel like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if other people are doing it, coming to a solution together is so much easier
Right.
Yes,
than trying to figure out
definitely.
on your own.
Yeah.
That's
If you
great.
want a common denominator, it will be children.
Yeah.
You know, because every toddler gives you one of these. Every toddler runs. Every preschooler, you know, gives you that eye, like, teach me more, teach me
Yeah,
more.
the
And every
sparkle.
Sparkle, I like that. And
Yeah.
every baby just likes to be nurtured and rocked every moment of the day. And
Absolutely.
to hear that from other countries, it's like, wow, it's such a great common denominator.
Yeah.
You described that, absolutely.
So, Jess, when you were there, you went to different conferences, is that what it's called? Or different
Sessions.
Sessions.
Sessions, yes.
which one did you enjoy the most and you learned the most from?
So we did one about art. I can't exactly, do you remember the name of it? I'm not exactly sure.
I think it was the Reggio Emilia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And for me, that still sticks out to this day. They said, if the art makes sense and the child didn't make it.
Yes.
So I do catch
the
myself
process.
a
is-
lot.
Yes.
Process.
Yeah.
trying to do product art and you want it to look like you find the idea and you want it to be the animal or something like this. But if you're a child, they didn't really make it on their own. So I think that was a huge eye-opener, and it's definitely something I've applied almost every day in my classroom, that it doesn't have to look exactly like it's supposed to. It's just the way they want it to be.
So I think that's a great point. I think because you guys are early childhood people, before you're an early childhood person, you're like, okay, we're going to make a dog, let's
Yep.
say. And we're going to put the face on, and we're going to put the ears on, and we're going to have the face. And parents might go in and be like, oh, my child's dog doesn't look like the dog. Like,
Absolutely.
and they get nervous. Like, but it's actually wonderful.
That's
It's a
how they
process.
learn.
Exactly.
Yep,
They
that's how
don't
they
need to
learn.
all look alike.
Right.
The
Yep.
best part is when they don't.
Yes.
So-
Exactly.
I think that's a great learning experience.
That's a parent's perspective.
Well, I think
So when you actually saw Avery's snowman dog, whatever it was, what did you think? Did you think there's something wrong with my child?
No, I think,
Okay.
well, I had different knowledge, so I knew the difference.
True,
Do you know what I mean?
true.
But, like,
Yeah. Got to get
if maybe
another
if I brought it
parent.
home to Andy, he might be
Yeah.
like, well, why did she put the big
Right.
one on top? I'm like, no, that's her learning the process.
Yes.
Definitely.
Because not many people know about the development of a child.
Right.
Do you
And
mean-
they want it to look picture perfect.
Exactly.
exactly.
Because
So-
everyone
Right.
wants a kid to be okay, not
Yeah.
realizing it not being perfect is
It's
okay.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
That was
Shows
definitely
their
an
creative
eye-opener.
That's
little.
a big lesson learned from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something I've used every day in my classroom now. Because they don't need
Wow.
it to look exactly like the dog. It can be their interpretation of a dog.
Yeah.
100%.
Little.
Also, it's like spatial relations, you know, where the eyes go, and then all of a sudden, you know, you'll have portfolios for every
I was just going to
Yes.
say that. So the assessment. So if you look
Yeah, thank
through,
you.
with when the child first started until they graduate and go off to kindergarten,
Yeah.
you can see the dog that doesn't really look like a dog, and then it transforms into more like a dog, and then you have the dog at the end.
Yep.
Yep.
Even their self portraits that we
Yeah,
do with
exactly,
assessments.
yeah.
You see the change. The eyes are where they should be, where in the
Right.
beginning, one's on their chin, one's on their head.
Right.
It's all different.
But the best part is they did it on their
Yes,
own.
exactly.
They learned the process versus someone doing it for them.
Absolutely.
Right.
So.
It's important in an early childhood classroom that they get the glue on their hands, they get the paste down their hands, they go to an easel and they paint and do finger paints. All those expressions, all those possibilities are things that children need to do just to get a sense of their environment. Did that come
Absolutely.
up in the session at all?
A lot of hands-on.
Yeah,
Hands-on, yeah,
I think
yeah.
we learned a lot about children need to be hands-on and they need the experience to learn. We also took a lot of trauma sessions,
Yes.
I want to say, to help children who have
I
been
learned
through
about TED Talks.
the toxic
Oh, yeah,
stress.
I love TED
TED
Talks.
Talks. I
There's
listen
an
to them
app and
playing.
everything.
Yes, I have it. I have the
Yeah,
app.
it's
I love
amazing.
TED
Or you can do
Talks.
podcasts, whatever you want.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
between a podcast and a TED Talk?
Well, you can just
The same
Listen
idea?
or
you
see.
just like the station,
Okay.
and then they'll download automatically.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
And then you can listen to it right through your car if you have Bluetooth.
Yep.
Since you know,
Great. unbelievable education, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
A lot of hands-on things I learned at the conference too. Going back to the Reggio Emilia, they had, this struck me. So the teachers planned something. They went outside, and the children were interested in what that was planned.
Yeah.
So the children were interested in this big stick that had fallen from the tree. So they took it inside, and they decided to decorate the stick, I guess.
Yeah.
They painted it.
They
glued
painted
stuff
it,
on
they glued stuff on it, and then they wanted to make an inside forest.
Wow.
So they started taking, so it ended up being like a month-long
That's awesome.
process.
Yes.
And what's the biggest thing you took away from that?
From what?
They weren't interested in what
They
the
weren't, they weren't interested in what the teachers planned, which
Yeah.
happens.
Yes.
So
Secretly.
the children almost switched it over to what they were interested in. The teacher was able to, work with them. And around
Exactly.
It's great when
And they
it
learned a
comes-
lot from
They-
that.
Yes.
It's wonderful when they become child-centered. When the
Yeah.
teacher actually gets that knowledge, okay, this is not about my classroom, this is their classroom.
Right.
And how can I go follow the yellow brick road? How can I
Absolutely.
get the children there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Great
But a
sharing.
month long just on a stick. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
it was.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And the children loved it. They took it outside, took it back outside. I think they put like bird food on it.
Yeah, they did.
They did
tons
all
of
sorts
stuff.
of stuff.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pie
So-
cones, like they went through the whole what plants, not plants. I'm sorry, animals eat
Yep.
from it, and they just made the lesson around
Just
a
from
single
one
branch.
One
Yeah.
branch. It's what do animals eat?
Yep.
Bird seed.
Science,
nature,
math
science,
even. You can
100%.
social
everything,
stuff. I mean,
yeah.
there's so many different topics
That's amazing.
of the Riles that you could
Yeah.
Include.
include into it. Yes.
Now, Kristyn, when you were there, what was your favorite workshop or conference?
My favorite sessions would definitely be the trauma sessions. I feel
You're
like
a special needs person, so I get that.
Yes, I feel like we don't. I feel like everyone doesn't know a lot about trauma. So that really sparked me when we went.
On that too, it made me have a different outlook. They said, children, you never know what could set off triggers for them.
Right.
Something simple as clapping your hands could remind
Yes.
a smack a child gets slapped.
Right.
At nap time, when you shut the lights off, it could scare a child because that's when the abuse happened in their household. And those things, personally for me, I never thought of as triggers for a child. It's an everyday thing that we do. We shut lights off. We do clapping during circle time. And you don't know what could easily make a child upset. So that had me thinking in a whole different way again
Me
as
too.
well.
When I went back to my center, I spoke to my staff and I taught them different techniques as to we don't know what these children are going through at home, so we want to make sure that we're helping them and making them feel as safe and comfortable as possible while they're in our care.
That's one of the best things about an early childhood environment is the children are learning, being nurtured and cared for, that whether they're for, I don't judge, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, or even 8 or 9 hours, for the amount of time they're there, the whole world opens up to play. The whole world opens up to education. The whole world opens up to nurturing. So at least for those 8 or 9 hours, if they are indeed going through trauma in any part of their life, at that point they can just be a child.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
one of the things I've always,
Yes.
always loved about early child education, that from a very young age, that the children can have the fingerprint paint, they can have all those pieces, instead of if they're having any type of trauma in the home where they're on a very different edge. But as you both stated, to see when those lights go off and that child goes into themselves and starts crying, now you have that radar to say, okay, a little bit more nurturing here. Isn't it amazing? It's like that's like another tool in your toolbox. when
That's,
you-
that's
Exactly.
definitely something I like
It's
too
amazing.
about teaching is not just helping them learn new things they need to, but giving them that like safe haven that they might not have at home.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
definitely a big thing.
Absolutely.
Playful, safe haven, education. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
All in one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if they had, in the conference regarding trauma, did they give you techniques to use? Or did they just discuss the
did.
child's triggers?
So they did, but they said it was such a broad topic.
And
And
individuals.
they said to download the TED Talks because there's a lot
Yep.
of, talk on there about the trauma
Yep.
situations and different things that you can do to help.
And that's a good training point, the TED Talks.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They're easy. You can do it in your convenience.
Inspirational.
Yes. Oh,
Very
yeah.
inspirational.
Kristyn, I'm going to do a little networking here, but if you come across any TED Talks that you really like on trauma and stuff, you just text me. Let me
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
And I'll, vice versa, I'll do the
Yeah,
same
absolutely.
Because sometimes you can watch the best TED Talk. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'd love to have that information.
We just had
Definitely.
one in class.
Yeah.
Our
Oh, really?
assignment, yeah.
Which one was that?
It was about children like obesity and
Yep,
that stuff.
nutrition.
But we use
It was
them in school
nutritional.
too.
With
Yeah.
with the course?
Yeah.
Nice.
with
Now, when's
cake.
that class end? Next Wednesday?
Yep. Next Wednesday.
Good
Isn't that
job,
exciting? You have
ladies.
3 more
Yes.
college credits.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely exciting.
One of the
Very
best things
thankful.
we all did as a team in our organization
Yes.
was bring in Fisher College and right within our home office environment, teaching all of our staff to get 3 college credits. They'll just keep mounting up, and next thing you know, there's an associate's degree on the corner for some people,
Absolutely.
or added
Yes.
education for others. But yeah, it sounds like it was a major hit with
Yes.
everyone.
Oh,
My
yes, it
assistant's
was.
taking the next one, and I'm so excited because I always go in and I'm like, oh, we did this in class, but now we can be on the same point because she's learning it
that's
too.
great.
Yeah.
I'm so
Oh my
excited she
God,
got into
yes,
the next
yes.
You can
class
help
with
each
me.
other.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's
And
a
also,
great
if-
Teamwork is the best work.
teamwork, recruit, and once they see you talking up and so excited, know you got 3 credits, like you
Yep.
said, they're going to follow you. So now you get another woman involved in education.
And I think it's a non-intimidating environment.
Definitely.
Yes.
So if you've never been to a typical college, I'll do that in
Yes.
quotes, and maybe that's an intimidating environment. This is, I think, an open environment. Everyone's on the same team. Everyone's learning the same information, and it's right there.
And we're all on the same page, so
Center,
we're all
yes.
coming
Yes.
from the same
Yep.
ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
All doctor daycare, so it
And
definitely
it's
helps.
all relevant as it relates to what we do every day in the classroom.
Absolutely.
And the professors have been so wonderful.
Yes.
They open your questions.
Oh, definitely.
And they just go with the flow, and it's because it's a great learning
And
experience.
they're practitioners, so it's not just like
Yes,
people that have never
very
been in the
good point.
classroom.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
working with people that have been in the classroom, experienced what you ask them questions on, so they have that knowledge versus
They understand.
it's all theory.
Right.
Yeah,
Theory can
exactly.
sometimes not help you in your day-to-day.
Right.
So
Right.
it's great. Theory is important. I don't want to think
Yeah.
down theory people.
No, it is, but people who have actually really done the job and been in those shoes understand it differently.
Yes.
And the
Definitely.
professors that we have had have ran child care facilities, which is fantastic.
Yes.
So they know, they've been in the classroom, they know exactly what your day is like, which is great.
Yep.
So-
that was a win-win.
So along your journey, can you guys pinpoint one mentor or person in your life that has helped you along your path from childhood to now?
Ooh.
Think about it.
One person?
A couple. It could be 3. It could be 10. It could be 2. It could be none.
I would have to say, as for education,
Sure.
I would say my grandmother. I
What
think
way?
she cultured me as a child. She always took me to different plays, museums. We traveled together throughout. We did a lot together. So she really, she would always want me to take extra courses, and she put me in art classes at RISD, and she really put her all into the foundation of my education, I think, and always making me want to go further and challenge myself as an individual. So,
It's great. And Kristyn does have a gift for art, if you didn't know this. She's a painter.
yes, I am.
I found that out when we went to Atlanta together. I had
Yes.
no idea until that point.
Yes, yes.
How do you just have a mentor?
I would have to say, truthfully, my mom was my biggest mentor.
Super.
She definitely pushed me to do my best. She definitely would say, you got the whole kid thing down. You do excellent working with kids. And my mom's no longer here, but I do everything and hoping she's proud of me and my brother
is.
and all
Oh,
that.
she
so
is.
that's
Definitely.
definitely
100%.
Yes.
Sure
my
you
push
that.
for everything.
Look at you. You're doing all these college classes. You went to Atlanta. You went on a Ferris wheel and you're afraid of
Yeah.
That's the way I
Flying.
You went on a plane. That's really high up
I know.
there.
Absolutely.
So
Going back to the conference, do you have any words of wisdom to women or men who want to go next year to the conference? Like, was it?
Oh,
If
you
they
gotta
have the
go.
opportunity, go.
It's absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I wish I could go every year.
Yes, it is
It
amazing.
was,
You
know,
just learn so much.
and from an owner's perspective, to be able to have conversations with you all and have breakfast with you all and go on the Ferris with you all, I thought it was amazing.
Oh, it
because
was.
It was a great share, and we're all just women at that
Yes.
point.
Yeah,
just having
absolutely.
a really good time.
And I think
Definitely.
as someone who's not like Kristyn gets an opportunity to see home office more than I do. I'm just
Yep.
a teacher. You realize that home office is people. And you have to be nervous of you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
we breathe the same air, I'll tell you that, okay?
It's a, oh,
We
home
eat the
office.
same food.
I know.
The other thing is we argue more because we're mother daughter.
Yeah, we have a different relationship than most CEOs, COOs.
Like,
Yes.
what'd you say that for? Come on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden she
In a
becomes
typical
6 years
environment, I probably wouldn't say that to the CEO. But this one,
Right,
it's a
but
little
you can.
All of a sudden she becomes 6 years old.
Oh, yeah.
My baby girl, my baby girl. Yeah.
Definitely.
That was fantastic, Sharon. Yeah.
Yes.
It's we're all humans in this whole world together, just making it one day at a time. That's the way I truly feel. You know?
And loving children.
Oh my God.
100%.
It's the
Who would
passion for
your
children.
mentor be?
I'm going to give my mentor to my mother.
I was going to say, I hope so.
Politically correct.
Yeah. I just gained a little up in the will, you know.
Be the favorite child.
Yeah, you know, there's three of us, so it's always a competition.
There you go.
No, one thing my mom is she's always been a leader. She started her career at 19, 20 years old, and at that time, education for women wasn't typical. So,
Right.
like, the sons or the brothers, or they would be like, go get your college education, 1970s. And she went despite those obstacles. She's like, no, I want this. And she started CCRI, went for her associates, then went for her bachelor's at URI,
Yep.
and her master's at Rick. And then she didn't stop there. She went and got a doctorate. No matter how many obstacles were in her way, she's like, nope, I'm going to do this, which was a great role model
And
for
you
me.
did that while you ran your home daycare, right?
Yeah, I went to college 10 years after graduating Lincoln High School. So I graduated in
Wow.
70. It was probably 1979 I went back. Well, they built CCRI in Lincoln, so I just said, how could I not go up the street? you
Right,
know?
right,
No
right,
more
right.
ceramics. I'm going to college. You know? Okay, no more beautiful little ceramic things. And I would, every Christmas I take all the ceramic stuff and I look at the data and I'm like, I did a lot of ceramics. I could have probably had like an advanced degree in ceramics.
You could have been, no, Mama, it could have been pottery versus
It was,
ceramics.
no, really.
You missed your other calling.
No, absolutely. I'd rather change, be with children any day and staff any day. It's much more rewarding. And ceramics, yes.
So education was always valued in my house. It was never like men go, not women. It was always like, if you want
Everyone
it,
goes.
go for it.
Yes.
Enjoy it, love it, be it. And one of my favorite things, if I could be a perpetual student, because if it was like free and I could just go, that's what I do with my life. If people paid me to go to class, I
You
would.
go.
But unfortunately, you have to pay them. They don't pay
Yes,
you.
that's right. I wish it was the other way.
I know, right?
Well, hey,
I'm sure the universities don't, but I do.
a shout out to our government, actually. Is it the Promise at CCRI?
Yes, I've heard about
many
that.
tears.
Amazing. That
That's
came
awesome.
very quickly. And
My brother's doing that next year.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
The
The
free
CCRI,
school,
I
yep.
think it's called the Promise. Any graduating senior from high school, might not have it right, but you can go online to get this information at CCRI. But any graduating senior who goes on to college for a 2-year college at CCRI
Goes free.
in Warwick, Newport, or Lincoln, and Providence will get their 2 years free.
Free,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, with certain stipulations, I think.
Yes,
There's certain
yes.
stipulations, but that is amazing.
That
Talk
is
about
amazing.
a major step forward for education for everyone.
And
That
you get your
definitely
general
holds
eds
people
out of the
back.
now
way.
it's affordable.
That's what I wish that was available, because then I would have just done my general eds and then
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
move forward.
That actually is
Well,
probably
'cause I think-
putting anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000
Yeah.
for 2-year education.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
it's
I don't think people realize the expense of loans. Do you know what I mean? Like some people's loans are literally a car payment to a mortgage.
Yes.
And you're starting off, you get out
Mine.
of college. but it's a reality.
Yeah.
It so is a reality. And
Yes.
your education, you need it. But then all of a sudden you're like,
And
I-
that holds people back from going to school.
It does.
I tried to tell my middle brother, Ben, just go to somewhere around here, and he didn't want to. So now he has lots and lots of loans.
I know.
Yeah,
But when you're 8, like, I want to leave.
Of
I want to
course,
get
we
away.
want the independency.
Yes.
Get out of the
and-
house.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got this. And then you look back 10 years, you're like, ooh.
This is like an $80,000 away from home.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should just bought a ticket to Europe and
Yeah.
travel for a couple months.
True. Yeah, but shout out to Rhode Island for doing that.
Definitely.
Definitely.
CCRI, I think it's an amazing gift to all students out
Absolutely.
there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So any words of advice, you have like 5 minutes left, to people going on a conference? Anything you think you should have packed in your suitcase but forgot?
I would-
Notebook.
Yeah.
No,
I would say go with an open mind.
Alrighty.
You have to have an open mind, so you can really sit there and soak everything in and not just black and white. You gotta look at the big circle and the big picture of things.
How about leaving? I know the first conference I went to actually was Atlanta back in the late '80s, and one of the most difficult things for me was when I was leaving my family at home. You know what
That
I'm
was
saying?
me.
Was that hard? Was that
I
hard for
cried
anyone?
the day before leaving my
So,
daughter.
yeah,
But
so-
as long as they're in safe hands, you got to remember they're good, and this is for you. It's your opportunity to grow and learn,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
take it all in. It's definitely a life experience, and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
And whoever you left behind for that moment, they know they can get along without you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you come back.
And then down the line, you can teach them what you learned.
Exactly. You
while
apply
you're
it to your
there.
everyday life, even at home.
So
I
it
have
is
a
a
toddler,
win-win.
so
It's
I
a
took that
win-win.
stuff with
Absolutely.
her. So definitely.
But it's easier with other people's kids, right, than your own?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes and no.
I'm like, everything I know, I sometimes I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't, maybe I should say it differently. I'm like, but she's mine. I'm like,
Yes,
just
yes,
stop doing
definitely.
that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely different at home than school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they know that they can get away with, too.
Well, yeah, they have a heart. They have it right there, and they're like, ooh,
Yeah.
watch me play with it. I'm like,
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Tracy because her and Will did get the best restaurants, huh?
Yes. They were fun.
That was their
They did
job.
And we were able to experience the different foods there and
Yep.
the different cultures too. I mean, it was just a learning experience, I think, all around.
Atlanta's a fun city.
It was.
If you've
Oh,
never
it was a
been.
lot of
It was
fun.
awesome.
When's next year? Is it next year in D.C.?
It's
DC,
usually
yep.
always
That's
the
what it said.
same week.
That's where my heart is.
I know,
Yeah?
I know.
I love it. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Kristyn, I
you
wanted to
gonna go?
move there right after college.
You did?
100%. I looked at
Oh.
places and everything.
Are you going to go to the conference?
Wow.
Had to be a-
What?
I said, are you going to go to the conference?
Maybe I'll just go to D.C., right?
You find Amy just walking the
I know, I'll be like at the Smithsonian instead. They're like, oh, the conference is that way.
I will have to check and see how many business courses I have.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually planning on taking my brother to DC as a graduation gift.
Oh,
this
that's
year.
great.
I've
You'll
never
love it.
been.
Oh, you'll love it.
I've never been
You'll
either.
love
and
it.
He's so into history.
Well,
so-
so many of the museums, most of them are free.
Really?
So you can just walk in and out. So the
Oh, that
restaurants
makes
are a
me
little
wanna go
expensive,
even
but
more.
you could spend
That's
days.
awesome.
Oh, the monuments.
Yeah.
FDR is one of my favorites to. Oh God.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to
to get
talk
there.
to you about this trip
Oh.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vietnam Memorial.
Yes,
There's a
it's
lot.
amazing.
There's
It's
a
one of
lot
my
in
very
DC.
good friends from college lives there, so
That's awesome.
it's wonderful.
Yeah, he'll love it. He's into history. So
I
I'm
love
excited.
traveling.
Well,
So many different things out there that we just don't get to see every day.
and the best part is, today it's so much more accessible than it was like even 20 years ago,
Definitely, yes.
which is great.
The other thing I want to add at the very end, I thought it was an absolutely wonderful time, but couple of those trade shows, when you walk around, they must have had maybe 600 or 800 booths. I impulse shop.
Yeah.
I had
Mom,
so
you do
much-
that at the dollar store too.
I do too. We are very much alike.
I don't. You guys should like have like credit cards for the dollar store. Rack up points in dollar form.
Be careful, you don't have your suitcase get over 50 pounds.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot of money. So
I
what
packed
you-
an extra bag.
Yeah, walk on the plane with this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you got to kind of keep that. And in-self buying, that's a funny stuff. Impulse buying, I do a lot of that. So
Yes.
I really have to think, okay, I got to get this home in my suitcase. So think about that for us.
Right.
So. And we have a rule, all my friends I travel with, we should do a show on travel, is if you pack it, it's your bag, you bring it.
There you
Nobody
go.
else touches it. And honestly, a good friend of mine taught me that probably 10 years ago, and it's made a lot of sense ever since. You know?
Does
They
make
say to my
sense.
husband, "Can you carry my bag?"
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Yeah." However, since that rule, everyone's got their own bags. And actually, Neil Shoney taught us that too. We're
Really?
in Florida, yeah.
Well, I forgot mine.
that's what he taught it to us. So,
I forgot mine in a terminal.
yeah, you're in charge of your own
Oh,
bag.
wow.
It's
Did you get it back?
It was a valuable lesson.
Okay.
I got it back though eventually.
We get to the hotel, hey, where's your bag?
I'm like, I think it's back at the terminal, so we had to go all the way back.
Oh, no.
It's life, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
comes at you.
That's right. That's right.
Got 30 seconds left. Anything you want to say? Anyone you want to say hi to?
No, just thank you for this
Yeah,
opportunity.
thank you
Of
for
course.
inviting us.
Yes,
Of course.
absolutely.
Thank you for being on the show.
And thank you for
Yes.
the conference and everything
Yes,
else.
that was amazing.
And yeah, absolutely. Thank you for applying to go.
Yes.
It was the people, and it was fantastic to see. We get excited how many people want to go. So thank
Yeah.
you very much for signing up.
It was awesome.
Thank you.